Now we'll look at the sum of difference formulas for tangent. So tangent of alpha plus beta is tangent alpha plus tangent beta over 1 minus tangent alpha times tangent beta. And tangent alpha minus beta is tangent alpha minus tangent beta over 1 plus tangent alpha times tangent beta. So just notice that when it's the plus 1, you get the plus on top, minus on bottom. When it's the minus 1, you get the minus on top, plus on bottom. Okay, so now we have a plus situation. So this is going to be tangent of pi over 6 plus tangent pi over 4 divided by 1 minus tangent pi over 6 times tangent pi over 4. And by the way, our tangent of pi over 6 is the square root of 3 over 3, and tangent of pi over 4 is 1. So we're going to put those values in. Here we have the square root of 3 over 3 plus 1 over 1 minus the square root of 3 over 3 times 1. Now, what you can do with this isn't a great look, but what we can do, I'm going to multiply, I'm trying to think, what if I multiply everything by 3 over 3? That gives me the square root of 3 plus 3 over 3 minus the square root of 3. Okay, that didn't really do as much as I wanted to do. So now I'm going to multiply this by the conjugate of the denominator. So I'm going to do 3 plus the square root of 3 over 3 plus the square root of 3. That'll give me square root of 3 times 3, so 3 root 3 plus 3 plus 9 plus 3 root 3. I just FOILed that out. Down below, being the sum and difference, we chose to multiply by the conjugate, so it's going to be the a squared minus b squared, so it's going to be 9 minus 3. So on top, we'll end up with a 12 plus 6 root 3. On bottom, we have a 6. Well, this is kind of convenient. So we end up with 2 plus the square root of 3. That was fun. Okay. Let's go on to this next one. This is bringing these three together. So we have sine of alpha is 3/5. So you can probably guess what cosine of alpha is going to be. And cosine, and alpha is between 0 and pi over 2, so it's first quadrant. Cosine beta is negative 5 over 13. We can easily find what this triangle looks like. And beta is between pi and 3 pi over 2, so it's third quadrant. In fact, why don't we go ahead and draw those triangles out? So we have a first quadrant triangle, and it's going to be 3 and 5. And you probably know your Pythagorean triples by now, so this is a 4. If you don't know, it would be a squared plus 3 squared equals 5 squared. So a squared plus 9 is 25. A squared is 25, so a is 5. Sorry. Boy, it's probably too late to be doing math work for me. A squared is 16, so a must be 4. And for the other one, it's a third quadrant, and it's a cosine. So our hypotenuse is 13, and then this is negative 5. Call this b. So in this, we would say negative 5 squared plus b squared is 13 squared. So 25 plus b squared is 169. Subtracting 25. B squared is going to be 144. Look at that. So b would be the square root. And given that it's down here, I'm going to go with negative 12. Of course, not drawn to scale. That's another Pythagorean triple. So we can put this together. This is our alpha. This is beta. So sine of alpha plus beta is going to be sine alpha cosine beta plus sine beta cosine alpha, which means sine of alpha, we know that, it's 3/5. Cosine of beta, we know that is negative 5/13. And then we have plus sine of beta is going to be negative 12/13 times, and then cosine alpha is going to be 4/5. And so we'll have negative 15 over 65. Then plus negative, that's 12 times 4. Doesn't look like 2, okay. Is negative 48. And that's going to end up being negative 15 and negative 48. Is that negative 63? Wow, that got close to 1, didn't it? Okay, we'll try the cosine one now. So so we have cosine alpha, cosine beta. Could use a little more space to do this work. Then this is a plus, so we have a minus sine alpha, sine beta. And we have these values from above. Cosine alpha, we said was 4/5. Cosine beta, it was given to us as negative 5/13. And then minus sine of alpha was 3/5. Sine of beta was negative 12/13. So we have negative 20 over 65 plus 36 over 65. So it looks like we have 16 over 65. Now we're on to tangent of alpha plus beta. We didn't come up with the tangents before, we just did the sines and cosines. So from here, tangent of alpha, if you look at that, it's going to be opposite over adjacent, so it's going to be 3/4. And then tangent of beta, it's going to be opposite over adjacent, so it's going to be negative 12 over negative 5. So just 12/5. Okay, so in fact, let me just see what I can do here. Can I space it out a little further and space this out a little further? No, we can't go any further with that. I just messed everything up. So apologize to people who are doing these, following these notes. Let's see if I can get this C back. There we go. Get this D back. There we go. Okay, so in this we're looking at tangent of alpha plus tangent beta over 1 minus tangent alpha, tangent beta. I'm going to do this. So we end up with, we have tangent alpha is 3/4, so 3/4 plus 12 over 5. That's what I had here, right? Did I lose that when I was messing around? Yes, I did. 12/5, okay. And then over 1 minus 3/4 times 12/5. Okay, got a little bit of math to play with here. So our common denominator in the numerator is 20. So I got 15 plus 48. It's going to be 63 over 20 over 1 minus 36 over 20. And why don't I just, while I'm at this, change this to, it's going to be a long video, I'm sorry. Change this to a 20 over 20. So we end up with negative 63 over 20 over negative 16 over 20. So that's going to be negative 63 over 20 times 20 over negative 16. Make sure my negatives are all... this first one wasn't a negative, that was a positive. Sorry about that. So the 20s cancel. It gives us with 63 over negative 16. If the one wants to be pure, the 20s divide out. So how's that? Okay. Okay, that worked out. And now we'll do tangent of alpha minus beta. Tangent alpha minus tangent beta over 1 plus tan alpha tan beta. So we'll end up with 3/4 plus 12/5 over 1, not plus, it's minus, 1 plus 3/4 times 12/5. Okay. And that's going to be 3 times 5 is 15. 4 times 12 is 48. So that's going to give us negative 33 over 20 over, and down here that's going to be 20 over 20 plus 36 over 20. So I'm going to get 56 over 20. So that's going to work out to be negative 33 over 56. I'm just out of space, but I hope you can handle the arithmetic there. Okay, that's it for this problem.